Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's event. On the topic, this House believes that death penalty should be abolished. My name is Vanesha Siagian, and I'll be serving as your moderator for this debate. In today's debate, we will hear from two teams: the affirmative, who will argue in favor of motion, and the negative, who will argue against it. Each team has three members who will present structured arguments and respond to each other's points. Before we begin, let me briefly outline the rules and structure of today's debate. Each speaker will be given a specific time to speak. First speaker 4 minutes, second speaker 4 minutes, third speaker 4 minutes. And after the debate, there will be a reply speech. Now, let's get into the debate. I invite the first speaker from the Affirmative Team to open their case for their opening argument. You have 4 minutes to talk. The floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. My name is Yasmin Alya as the first speaker from the Affirmative Team report. Amira Ulfah as the second speaker and Garindra Arya as the third speaker. The honorable judges, our debate motion this time is this House believes that the death penalty should be abolished. We as representative of the Group 14 firmly state that we strongly agree with the debate motion this time. According to Amnesty International, there were 657 executions worldwide in 2019, a decrease indicating a global trend towards abolishing the death penalty. The death penalty is a practice carried by a country to kill someone as punishment for a crime. According to some experts, such as Robert Badinter, the death penalty is contrary to human rights because it eliminates the opportunity to correct mistakes and does not guarantee perfect justice. As in Article 28 and 28I, one of the 1945 Constitution, which states that everyone has the right to life and the right to defend their life and right to life. One, the risk of executing innocent people is everywhere in the justice system. In every system, there is possibility that someone sentenced to death is actually innocent. This error can occur due to various factors such as inadequate evidence, false testimony, or bias in the legal process. Errors in the legal process can result in fatal sentence or individual who may be innocent. Unlike prison sentence, the death penalty cannot be cancelled and cannot be prepared. Fifth law is the arbitrary use of the death penalty cannot be dismissed out of hand. The death penalty is not always imposed based on justice and equality, but is often applied more justly to vulnerable groups. Several groups are mentioned such as the poor, minorities, and certain groups based on race and religion. Example, the poor, they are often unable to afford qualified lawyers, making them less likely to receive adequate representation. In addition, limited information also makes them more vulnerable to harsh sentences such as the death penalty. Racial and ethnic minorities. In some justice systems, racial and ethnic bias often result in minority groups being sentenced to death more often than the majority. Prejudice against this group can lead to less than impartial judicial process. Certain religious or political groups. The death penalty is also often used as a tool of repression against groups that hold views that differ from those of the government or the majority of society. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, I invite the first speaker from the negative team to present their opening argument. We also have 4 minutes to talk.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nayla as the first speaker, Adzkiya as the second speaker, and Siagian as the third speaker. As a team, we stand in opposition to this debate motion. This House believes that the death penalty should be abolished. We firmly reject this motion and believe that the death penalty is a necessary and just response to the most serious crimes. First, I want to refute the affirmative argument regarding the innocence. Death penalty cases already go through long appeal processes to make sure mistakes are found before an execution happens. These different levels of review, including automatic appeals in death penalty cases, give plenty of chances for the accused to prove they are innocent. The use of forensic evidence, especially DNA testing, has proven crucial in overturning wrongful convictions. Since the 1990s, DNA testing has been used in many death penalty cases to prove innocence, leading to successful exoneration, and showing how scientific advances reduce the likelihood of executing the innocent people. Now, I want to state my argument. Society has always used punishment to discourage would-be criminals from unlawful action. Since society has the highest interest in preventing murder, it should use the strongest punishment available to deter murder, and that is the death penalty. A 2015 study published in the Journal of Criminal Justice examined data from countries that implemented or abolished the death penalty. The study suggested that countries that adopted stricter penalties saw a decrease in violent crime rates, though results varied scientifically based on context, cultural factors, and law enforcement effectiveness. If murderers are sentenced to death and executed, potential murderers will think twice before killing for fear of losing their own life. Former President Jokowi stated that extraordinary crimes require extraordinary measures. Capital punishment in this context is a step to deter offenders and reduce the number of sexual crimes. The increased punishment in the Child Protection Code reflects the state's seriousness in dealing with perpetrators who destroy children's future, especially those who have committed similar crimes before or those who have protected children but instead violated their duty. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will hear from the second speaker of the Affirmative Team. You have 4 minutes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone, ladies and gentlemen. I am Amira, the second speaker from the Affirmative Team. Honorable judges, based on the data we have gathered, we ask the Affirmative Team to bring its support today's debate motion. This House believes that the death penalty shall be abolished. Before I enter into my argument, I would like to remark regarding the argument that was presented by Speaker 1, namely regarding many countries that implement the death penalty. The crime rate is lower, even though in reality, according to the data we have obtained. Data from Amnesty International show that countries without the death penalty do not experience any increase in serious crime, and the FBI reports that U.S. states without the death penalty have lower murder rates. And also, after Canada abolished the death penalty in 1976, the murder rate dropped by 44% over 30 years, proving that the abolition did not lead to a surge in crime. Honorable judges, our other argument is that the death penalty is ineffective in preventing crime with the following evidence. 1. No deterrent effect. The UN General Assembly resolution states that there is no conclusive evidence of the deterrent value of the death penalty. 2. Law enforcement and professional field. A DPS survey in 2009 that the 88% of U.S. law enforcement professionals believe the death penalty is not effective in reducing crime. 3. Criminological reasons. A National Reasons Council study in 2012 found that the death penalty is no more effective than life imprisonment in preventing crime, with the deterrents depending more on likelihood of being caught. Honorable judges, our next argument is the death penalty violates human rights for several reasons, supported by the following evidence. 1. Right to life. Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UHR, protects the right to life, which the death penalty violates. Amnesty International considers the death penalty a direct violation of this right. 2. Inhuman treatment. Article 5 of UNHCR prohibits torture or degrading treatment. The prolonged wait for execution often causes severe mental suffering, as seen in death trial cases. 3. Dehumanization. The death penalty degrades human dignity, which is protected by international principle. From UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon stated that the death penalty has no place in 21st century. 4. Judicial errors. More than 119 in the US were exonerated after being sentenced to death, proven innocent death penalty information center. 5. Global threat. More than 2/3 of countries have abolished death penalty in law or practice, in line with international protocols such as the Second Optional Protocol to ICCPR, which promotes the abolition of the death penalty. In conclusion is, there are other factors, strong law enforcement that are more influential in preventing criminal act. And it needs to be realized that public support for the death penalty cannot be separated from the public desire to be free from crime. However, there are more effective ways to prevent crime, namely increasing public awareness of crime and others. Based on the evidence I have presented, we fully support today's debate motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the third speaker from the Affirmative Team. You have 4 minutes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Mazaya, the second speaker from the negative team. As the second speaker, I disagree with the points made by the second speaker of the affirmative team, who argued the death penalty is effective in preventing crime. There is evidence showing that this punishment can serve as a specific deterrent. For example, in Saudi Arabia, the application of the death penalty has been linked to a decrease in murder rates. According to a 2020 report by Arab Post, Saudi Arabia experienced a 6.5% reduction in homicide rates over the pesticide, a decline attributed to the enforcement of a specific deterrent to help reducing serious crimes rate in society. When discussing human rights, we cannot solely focus on the right of perpetrators. Through justice, we also protect the rights of victims and thus are at risk of becoming futuristic. Capital punishment is effective especially when combined with strong law enforcement. Now, I want to state my argument. In addition to points already mentioned by Nayla as the first speaker from the negative team, another reason why the death penalty should not be abolished is because the death penalty aligns with principle of justice in Islam. In Islam, the death penalty is not only acknowledged but is also considered a part of enforcing absolute justice in specific cases. Islam teaches that serious crimes such as murder and action that threaten the life of others should be made. Yes, please.
Responding to the issue of the death penalty in line with the principle of justice in Islam, even though in fact Islam's approach to justice does not always either to end in the death penalty, Islam opens up space for peaceful, human, and effective solution to achieve societal peace.
Okay, thank you. In Islam, the death penalty or qisas is one form of punishment outlined in Hadith and Al-Quran Surah Al-Baqarah verses 178 and 179. Rejecting the death penalty is equivalent to disregarding an important aspect of the Islamic legal system. Okay, the first step that in qisas there is life, meaning that implementing the death penalty for murder serves to protect the life of others. Severe crimes like murder, terrorism, and large-scale moral destruction fall under the category of offense for which punishment are established in Islamic law and cannot be disregarded. According to Islamic law and constitution by Dr. Muhammad Taqi Usmani, a respected Islamic scholar and jurist, hudud laws, including the death penalty, are supported under specific conditions, ensuring a fair trial. For instance, Muslim majority countries such as Saudi Arabia and Iran apply the death penalty in accordance with Sharia law. This demonstrates that in nations based on Islamic principle, the death penalty is viewed as an essential part of a fair and effective law enforcement. Thus, from an Islamic perspective, the death penalty is not only legitimate, but also a crucial tool for maintaining justice, security, and peace in society. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. Now, we have the third speaker from the affirmative team. You have 4 minutes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good evening. I am Garindra as the third speaker from Affirmative Team. Therefore, the death penalty violates human rights, especially the right to life. There is also contrast evidence that the death penalty is effective as crime deterrent. Rest of promises. Ignorance people cannot be correct if the death penalty is carried out. Examination statistics according to the NIS project, about 375 people in the US have been exonerance from the death row since 1973, demonstrating significant error in the justice process. Statistics show the death penalty is not always effective in the preventing crimes. Several studies show that crime rates are not significantly lower in the countries that implement the death penalty compared to those that do not. The corner of death penalty abolition often emphasizes human values, holding that every individual has the capacity to think and is entitled to rehabilitation. Research from the National Academy of Science show that black people who kill white people have a higher likelihood of being sentenced to death than the reverse. Additionally, economic factor and access to quality legal defense also play important role in sentence reduction. Many people are unaware of further forms of slavery such as forced labor or human trafficking. According to the Global Slavery Index, public awareness about modern slavery is still low in many countries. In fact, media coverage of the issue of slavery can raise public understanding if that issue does not receive enough attention. Public opinion cannot develop to debate. The jury, we from the affirmative team support the motion. This court believe that the penalty shall be abolished. Based on the data we have collected, we believe that the information support our motion. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite the third speaker from the negative team to present their argument. You have 4 minutes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Christian. Before I present data to strengthen argument, I want to discuss the data provided regarding human rights from Garindra. When it comes to the human rights of the criminals, we must also consider the human rights of the victim of the action taken by the criminals. The decision of the death penalty must have gone through very fair consideration by the judge. They will not hand out such a sentence carelessly, because surely the person involved has committed an extraordinary crime such as terrorism, drug trafficking, premeditated murder, and in Indonesia, the death penalty is also English because according to the Supreme Court. And now I will present data to strengthen the argument. As reported by Athira in 2016, Mr. Nur Hadi was sentenced to death in Indonesia for the brutal premeditated murder of a family member, a case that shocked the nation. The trial included evidence against him, like eyewitness accounts of a forensic finding, and he was given a final trial with legal representation. During the sentencing. The judge referred Islamic law, specific cases, to explain that the death penalty was necessary to ensure justice for the victim and the others committing similar crimes. Many in community, including scholars and leaders, support the ruling, believing it reflected the seriousness of the crime and served as a warning to potential offenders. After the verdict, law enforcement, not the high command, focused on tackling violent crime in the area, demonstrating how the death penalty can align with Islamic principle of justice. I think that's all we can reason for now. Thank you for the time and attention. We hope our perspective has contributed to the better understanding of the issue, and thank you.
After the debate, now it's time for the reply speech. The first team to give the reply speech is the negative team. Now I invite the negative team to give their reply speech.
Sum up, the death penalty is a crucial instrument for protecting public safety and securing justice. It gives victims' families a sense of closure and recognizes the seriousness of some crimes, demonstrating society's opposition to terrible crimes like terrorism, murder, etc. Potential offenders may be deterred by the death sentence, which makes it clear that violence of any kind will not be accepted in society. Moreover, life in jail might not fairly represent the seriousness of the offense committed in circumstances of unacceptable misbehavior. Therefore, we fully support the death penalty because just like Robert Blacker, a criminal law professor, stated, some of those who commit truly heinous crimes simply deserve to die, and we have an obligation to execute them. Thank you.
And now, I invite the Affirmative Team to give their reply speech.
Honorable judges, in response to the affirmative point of crime reduction, data from Amnesty International and the FBI show that countries without the death penalty do not see a rise in crime. In fact, after Canada abolished the moderate dropped significantly after 30 years. Our key points: 1. No deterrent effect. Studies show no clear proof that the death penalty deters crime more effectively than other punishment. 2. Global trend. Most countries are moving away from the death penalty in favor of more human system. So, stronger law enforcement and prevention are more effective for public safety. We fully support abolishing the death penalty. Thank you.
As we come to the end of this debate, I would like to thank both teams for their insightful arguments and dedication. Today we have explored both sides of the motion. This House believes that the penalty shall be abolished. Gaining a deeper understanding its complexities and impact, we appreciate their effort to engage us and each other respectfully and passionately. To our audience and judges, thank you for your attention and your engagement. Debates like this will remind us to the importance of open dialogue and critical thinking. With that, we conclude today's debate. Thank you, everyone, and let's give one last round of applause